Today we're going to be making a pizza bake. We actually call it the Mormon dish because we got it from our friend who was a Mormon. That's just what we've called it since I was little. All you need are some box of rotini noodles, Morton's kosher salt, Prego, table salt, pepper, pepperoni, and about 4 cups of pizza cheese. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to preheat the oven to 400 degrees. And I'm going to check, make sure nothing's in it. I'm going to fill up a pan with water. And I'm going to go up to the bottom of these silver spots. I don't know what they're called. It's always better to have more water than too little, because if you put too little in, then I'm going to put it on high. Then as it boils, the noodles will be above the water line and they'll stick to the pan and it's just a mess. Now you're going to take the Morton's kosher salt, and if you can see the difference, see how thick these pieces are in comparison to normal table salt. So I just put it in there, and I like to put a lot in there. I like the flavor that it gives the noodles. And then when that starts to boil, I'm going to add in my rotini noodles. Okay, the water's boiling. I'm going to pour in the whole box of rotini noodles. If you don't know what those are, they're the spiral kind. Stir it up. And I usually turn my heat down to about halfway between 8 and 9, or else it'll start to boil over. Also, just to prep for when the noodles are done, go ahead and put your colander in the sink and go ahead and get out a big bowl for us to stir everything up in. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. So the way I taste it, some people when they stir it, they can just tell. I am not, oh that's hot. I am not that talented. So I take one on a spoon, run a little bit of cold water on it, and I'll taste it. And it's perfect. You know what a perfect noodle should taste like. So I'm going to turn off my oven, or my stovetop, leave the oven on. And I'm just going to let it sit for a second to make sure all the water's getting out of it. While you do that, go ahead and open up your pepperoni. We always get Hormel. Is that how you say that? Hormel? We always get Hormel pepperoni. I like the taste of it, and it's really good. I won't use all of that. I get Prego traditional. We used to be ragu people until we tried Prego, and now that's all I buy. And then just Great Value shredded cheese. Piece of cheese. Okay. So take a big bowl. This one's rather large. Okay, so it seems to be pretty good. Dump it into your bowl. Go ahead and run some water into your colander, or else it will be an absolute beast to clean because the noodle residue, I guess you could say, gets stuck to it. So you're going to take the whole jar of Prego and dump it in. Now I'm going to get my casserole pan and it's not greased. The Prego will provide enough lubrication, I guess, to where it doesn't get stuck. Pour about half of them in. Then take your cheese and pour all 2 cups on. I like mine really, really, really cheesy, but if you don't like that, you could probably get away with just doing 2.5 cups total on the whole dish. Make sure you get it into the corners. Okay. You could also, I'm going to do pepperoni, but you could also do ham. You could do any pizza topping. You could put onions on this if you wanted. Okay, now I'm going to take the rest of my noodles, pour them on. Pour your other 2 cups of cheese on. And since I put so much pepperoni on the other layer, I won't put as much on this one. Also, if you have a family that has young kids and they don't like the spice of the pepperoni, or you want to put green onions on yours and they don't like that, you could always leave a square plain just for them, because I know my mom and dad used to do that for me. So there we go, it's finished. We're going to put a little bit of pepper on it. I lied, it wasn't finished. A little bit of salt. Okay, now it's finished. I'm going to open up the oven and put it in on 400 degrees. I'll come back in about 20 minutes and check on it, but usually it takes about 30. Alright, it's been 20 minutes. This meal is under $10 and will easily feed a family of 4. Don't forget to turn your oven off. It looks perfect. And I always like to get a good corner piece. And you might need to add a little bit of additional salt and pepper, just depending on your taste.